Hello stations, hello all stations. This is W1HQL, Whiskey 1 Hotel, Quebec, Lima. My name is Steve. I'm over here in Homestead, and I'll be acting as your net control station for the Everglades Amateur Radio Club weekly informational net. The purpose of this net is to informally gather club members and other amateur radio operators and talk about ham-related information. The key word is talk about, not just me talking. I'd like to get some involvement out there and get on the air and chat, there you go, and have a good time. All radio amateurs are invited to participate in this net. You don't need to be a member of any club to check into the net. We operate this net 7:30 every Tuesday evening on this repeater, and of course, if there is an emergency on frequency, we'll yield the frequency and assist in any way possible if there is any priority traffic. The Everglades Amateur Radio Club is an ARRL Special Services Club. We do offer ham licensing testing, yearly field day operations, and other ham-related activities. The Everglades Amateur Radio, our club is associated with the City of Homestead's Emergency Operations Center, the American Red Cross, and Miami-Dade Races Aries, and will assist in emergency communications support if requested. Our club meetings will occur on the second Friday of every month at 7 o'clock over there at the John D. Campbell Agricultural Center. You'll find that over in the Redlands, right on the corner of 187 Avenue and 288th Street. The exact building number is 18710 Southwest 288th Street. So, my name is Steve. Again, this is W1HQL, and this is the W4SVI Everglades Amateur Radio Club net. We're going to be talking about Somalia, meteor scatter, and an asteroid exploding over the continent. And then also have a great YouTube video that I want to share with you folks. So with that, let's start taking some check-ins.
Kilo Bravo 4 Papa Hotel, no traffic.
Kilo India 4 Victor Echo Yankee, and I do have some traffic.
Okay, we'll hold right there for you, Lewis, and go ahead with your traffic.
Thank you, sir. Kilo India 4 Victor Echo Yankee here, Lewis, out of West Dade. It's always good to for people to give out their locations so we are aware of our reach in frequencies and otherwise. Steve, I got 6 relays, mostly people that cannot have the repeater, are at work or out of town. So the first one is November 4, Charlie Juliet Golf. November 4, Charlie Juliet Golf, Carlos. The second one is Kilo Papa 4, Kilo Delta, Eric out of the Keys. Kilo Papa 4, Kilo Delta, break. The next one is Eddie Rodriguez of the American Red Cross Emergency Communications Unit. Kilo Charlie 4, Charlie Sierra Kilo. Kilo Charlie 4, Charlie Sierra Kilo. The next one is Kilo November 4, Lima Tango Zulu. Kilo November 4, Lima Tango Zulu, Juliet, break.
Go ahead, got him.
The next one is Whiskey 4 Alpha Sierra. Whiskey 4 Alpha Sierra Alberto. And last but not least, the great Mike Ferguson. Kilo 4 HOR. Kilo 4 HOR. Thank you, Steve, of 73.
All right, thanks, Lewis. And I did copy November 4, Charlie Juliet Golf, Kilo Papa 4, Kilo Delta, Kilo Charlie 4, Sierra, Charlie Sierra Kilo, Kilo November 4, Lima Tango Zulu, Whiskey 4, Alpha Sierra, and Kilo 4, Hotel Oscar Romeo. Any corrections on those?
No, sir, you're right on the money. Thank you much, 73.
All right, thanks, Lewis. Any additional check-ins?
Kilo November 4, Uniform Tango November, Roberts Redlands, and no traffic.
Kilo Bravo 4 Papa Hotel, no traffic.
This is Kilo Juliet 4 Whiskey, Kent, and Princeton, no traffic.
Kilo November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu, Aleman, Tropical Park.
Lima 4, Uniform Tango, November. Kilo Bravo 4, Papa Hotel, Hotel. Kilo Juliet 4, Whiskey, Whiskey. And Kilo November 4, Hotel, Golf Zulu. I'm on over there in by Tropical Park, right?
You as well, Ken. Thank you very much.
Okay, few HFers, a little HF news for you. Lima Alpha 7, Gulf India Alpha, LA7GIA, will once again return to Somalia and be active as a call sign 6 Oscar 7 Oscar in September. If you want to get additional information about that, he's going to be operating on all bands with a 1 kW linear, and he's going to be set up in a pretty good location located in Somalia. So if you are an HF enthusiast and you like reaching rare stations and getting those QSL cards, then this will be the contact for you. Africa is a tough country to get, especially in the central portion of Africa. It's very, very tough to get any countries in there. So he'll be active during the month of September, and you can go to www and his call sign. So www.la7gia.com. It's www.la7gia.com, and you can go there and get additional information. Also, I just finished my CERT training, CEART, Community Emergency Response Team training over at Miami Beach. It was 3 Tuesdays all day, and very good class. Very good class. What it basically does, if you're not familiar with the CERT, it's part of the National Incident Management System way of getting the community involved and assisting in emergency relief efforts. So a great example is if we're hit by some type of disaster, regardless of what it might be, earthquake, tornado, hurricane, terrorist bomb, there's something. And there's widespread devastation or just localized in your area. You would be equipped and trained to be able to be the first responder, if you would, that would help save lives. And you're trained in triage. You're trained in methods of carry, treatment of life-threatening injuries like simply opening an airway, controlling exsanguinating hemorrhages, or someone that's maybe bleeding to death, and things like that. Basic splinting skills, basic bandaging skills, and also setting up triage sites, conducting head-to-toe surveys, and it's set up as your own mini ICS system, incident command system, where there's a team leader and then teams that go out and they report back to the team leader. And again, it's a team effort. So it's a great system. Recommend it. We are going to eventually have that training available for the club and anyone else that wants to be invited to take that training. And it would only, I shouldn't say it would only be effective, but it would be nice to get neighborhoods involved in that, because that's where it would be the most effective, where folks, for example, in an HOA, that would respond, after a hurricane, let's say, they'd respond to a certain place at the HOA location and then deploy from there, and go and just help people, and they're taught search and rescue, how to mark buildings that have been searched, mark where bodies may have been found, and things like that. So I think I got my point across. So that's what I've been doing for the past 3 weeks, and hopefully I'll be getting my instructor rating on that. I'm not sure. Did I lose the repeater?
Kilo India 4, Victor Echo Yankee. Yes, you did.
Oh, Well, where did you lose me, Louis?
No, you, by the way, I got another relay for you. No, you did say something to the effect that very soon you're going to have the training at the club and you're going to get your instructors ready.
Okay, so you heard me blab on about the cert, what it's all about, right?
Yeah, you did all that. It came out good, and the last thing you said was you concluded well. I think it's just that you talked too long and you didn't let it repeat the rest, but it's cure you. You got your whole message across.
Cool beans, thanks. Sorry about that. All right, go ahead with that additional relay, and then I'll take some more check-ins if there are any out there.
Thank you, Steve. The relay is our club Vice President, Frank. He cannot make it to the radio. AK4FU. Frank, AK4FU.
All right, got him down. Thanks, Louis. Any additional check-ins?
Kilo November 4, Kilo Sierra Victor, Fred at Homestead. No traffic, Steve.
Hey, Fred, good to hear you in there, man. All right, next, there was another check-in that doubled. Come again? Kilo November 4, Kilo Sierra Victor. Anybody else out there want to check in?
No traffic.
Okay, I doubled you that time. I'm sorry. Come again?
Zulu, Romeo Hotel, Steve, West Kendall, no traffic.
Copy, Kilo 4, Zulu, Romeo Hotel. I got you, Steve. Thanks.
Kilo November 4, Sierra Lima Lima in West Kendall, no traffic.
All right, got Kilo November 4, Kilo Lima Lima. Did I get that correct?
Kilo November 4, Sierra Lima Lima in West Kendall, no traffic.
Kilo November 4, Quebec Victor Romeo, Rick in Coconut Creek.
Hey, Rick, I got you. Kilo November 4, Quebec Victor Romeo, and I got you, Kim, Kilo November 4, Sierra Lima Lima. Any additional check-ins?
Charlie 4, Bravo Papa, Jorge Antonio, Kendall, no traffic. Good evening.
Okay, Antonio, got you down. Kilo Charlie 4, Kilo Charlie 4, Bravo Papa, right?
Whiskey Charlie 4, Bravo Papa.
Got it. Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey Charlie 4, Bravo Papa. Oh, boy. Okay, I got it right this time. Hey, last week, if you stay tuned, we had a pretty good article that we related to regarding what antenna gain is all about. For those that stuck around, I hope you got something out of it. So this week, we're just going to have a brief topic is meteor scatter, because we do 2-meter operations quite often, and some, there's folks out there that do 6-meter, 10-meter. And they seem to be the ones that are most prevalent in the phenomena called meteor scatter. And what is meteor scatter all about? Well, it's about meteors, and it's a form of propagation mode, and it's used for medium-distance ham radio communications. Again, we use that propagation for medium-distance ham radio communications, and the key word is we use it. And it's especially on bands like the VHF band, the 144 megahertz. It enables contacts to be made over distances of between 15 to 2,000 kilometers on frequencies, allowing contacts, and on other frequencies, even much longer distances. As the name implies, meteor scatter uses the fact that meteors enter the upper reaches of the Earth's atmosphere. And when they do so, they burn up and they leave intense trails of ionization, typically around the same altitude as in the E region of the ionosphere, and that's where our signals are bouncing off of. Although the meteors are very small and the trails are not that large, it's still possible to use them to reflect radio signals and thereby extend the range over which the signal can travel. It's just like playing pool. It's all about the angles. And there's even some articles that I've seen in the past. I won't elaborate on them now, but even using aircraft, you can actually bounce a signal off of a high-level aircraft flying over, and that can affect radio wave propagation. How many of you old-timers like me used to watch TV on the VHF side? And you remember the old black and white and color TVs with the manual channel changer? And as a plane is flying in a certain area, all of a sudden the picture starts to fluctuate. And depending on the distance the aircraft is, if it was heading towards you or away from you, that fluctuation would change. And so it does affect radio signal propagation. Let me break for a second. So amateur radio activity tends to focus on times when there are meteor showers, but meteors are always entering the atmosphere. The meteor showers give much greater numbers of meteors, and also they're predictable, almost predictable, because you've heard of the different meteor showers that are out there, but there also meteors that tend to be larger that are not on schedule and can lead to larger ionization trails, and you can take advantage of those. Sometimes there are folks out there that are dedicated to just doing that, and they keep their radios on, and they have methods, monitoring beacons and whatnot, to see if there is any meteor scatter and make attempts at some long-range VHF communications. Now, if you want to find out more about meteor scatter, if I tweak your interest, and how it also can be used by commercial operations as well as radio amateurs, you can go to www.electronic-notes.com. That's www.electronics, and that's electronics pluralized, -notes.com. Just one quick note on meteor scatter. I have never, as an amateur, had the opportunity to experiment with nor make any contacts regarding meteor scatter. However, when I learned about the meteor scatter as I became an amateur, I realized there were many occasions that I was a witness to that phenomena when I was working up north in Massachusetts. Way back when I was first started, we were using low-band radios in the VHF range. And all of a sudden, I'd be hearing at night, especially at night, signals coming from Texas and Louisiana and California coming through our mid-frequency radio. And I thought that was rather neat to hear that. We called it skip and whatnot, but it was only temporary. It only lasts for a few minutes, and then it would be gone. So my best guess on that is that I was witnessing that phenomena called meteor scatter. Hey, you're listening to the W4SVI, Everglades Amateur Radio Club Net. My call sign is W1HQL for ID. Name here is Steve. And do we have any more check-ins out there?
4, Oscar, Extra, Oscar, Jamie, calling international traffic.
I don't know if you copied me a little while ago when that started. I am just concerned and say, let me ask him if he copied me or if he didn't. This is KC4, UGE, Louisiana, Color Bay, no traffic. Just to copy me. Because at the same time, Louis was coming in. So, not that I mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to say hi to you and to your whole family. Back to you then.
All right, Luciano, I just want you to understand something. There's no such thing as interrupting a net when you're checking in. And if you of all people, you don't interrupt, man. We love to have you there and glad to know that you're there. You remember, you're my guardian angel. So I got you down. Kilo Charlie 4, Uniform Golf Echo. Jaime, I got you also. I heard you in there. Kilo Golf 4, Oscar, X-Ray Oscar. I got you in the log also, sir.
Yes, I'll tell you to carry on. Good job.
Okay, now that we're talking about meteors, let's talk about asteroids. Did you know one exploded over Earth on July 24th? Did anybody hear about that? There was a small asteroid that exploded over Canada. Material from the asteroid belt landed on Earth on July 24th when a small space rock exploded over Ontario, Canada. The resulting fireball was as bright as a full moon and probably scattered meteorites over the countryside near the town of Bancroft, Ontario. Don't you know it? Those meteorite hunters are up there and they're looking for samples of those meteorites that may have fallen on the countryside over there. If you want to hear about that, not hear about it, but read about that if you're interested, you can visit spaceweather.com and search for asteroid exploding over Canada. Note, I did take a trip out of town over the weekend. I made an extra long weekend. I left on Wednesday night, and I drove up to the Orlando area, Kissimmee to be exact. And I programmed into my radio in my personal vehicle all the frequencies as right up the east side of Florida up into the Orlando area. And those are the SARNet frequencies. And as you know, SARNet is a UHF net that is statewide. But it was comforting to know that I had a method of communication in the event something happened. And also there are frequent reports that come over on the frequency that you hear other operators come in and maybe give a traffic report or advise of an accident or what have you. But, you know, it's a state, people from all over the state monitor that frequency, and it's a very useful tool. They do have a emergency operations test, emergency operations center test every Wednesday at 1 p.m. And you can tune into the local frequency for that. The Florida City repeater is 44050, and it's 444-600 in Miami. So you can tune into one of those and listen in. It's exclusive for our Emergency Operations Center. We do test, we do check in with the EOC in Tallahassee. They do call out from Miami-Dade County, and I respond with our club call sign, W4SVI, as the Homestead Divisional Emergency Operations Center. So you can listen into the net if you're interested aboard, and it's just a nice tool to have in your toolbox, especially if you're on a trip and you're going through the state. It works all the way up into the state of Georgia. Check your Vox. Somebody's got their Vox on. All right, somebody check your radio, the Vox switch. You might have your Vox activated on your radio. But in any event, we're a couple of minutes away from ending the net. Do we have any additional check-ins before we close out the net?
This is Kilo, Mike 4, Delta, Foxtrot, Romeo, Tim, and Cutler Ridge. No traffic.
Hey, Tim, glad to hear you on the air, man. Checking into the net. We miss you a lot.
Nice to be missed. Thanks a lot, Steve. You know, just been busy with other things, man. You know, the kids, they get crazy with them sometimes. All the changes with life, you know. But, yeah, I was out riding around when you took over, when you started the net, so I thought I'd come in and tune the radio and check in. So here I am. Came for your car.
All right, thanks a lot, buddy. And say hi to everybody for me. 7-3. All right, folks, any more check-ins?
Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor India Sierra, Tony, North Miami, no traffic.
I'll be right there.
Okay, is that Kilo Alpha 4, Victor India Sierra?
Whiskey Alpha 4.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, got it. Whiskey Alpha 4. All right, folks, you've been listening to the W4SVI, Everglades Amateur Radio Club Net. Thanks for tuning into the net. I hope you got something out of it. And we'll catch you the next time, next Tuesday, same time, same place, same station. This is W1HQL for the W4SG Everglades Amateur Radio Club, signing off. Good night.